Has your bank put limits on how much money you can deposit onto exchanges to buy crypto? Screw them. SwissBorg's got your back. They've created personalised IBAN numbers, so you can send as much money as you like to buy crypto. SwissBorg! Hello everybody, welcome back. Try and make this one nice and fast and smooth for you. There's no reason to beat around the bush. So last night we did a Patreon live stream, as we do every Friday. 2 live streams a week, £7.50 a month. And this is where we look at all the individual coins that people want to check, really, to see, who's better than what. So it's not for me to tell you, this is the best one, this is the greatest one. I'm trying to look at the market as an overview, really, and it's for you to decide what it is that you want to buy on the alts for the upcoming alt season. Anyway, the thing I'm going to talk about this morning is just to emphasize the fact that alt season looks more likely, but there is something we're going to look at on the dominance chart. But first of all, let's admire the euro, which is a breakout coming down for a retest. I would personally think about taking a position for a quick scalp next week when we come back down to retest the breakout zone, which is going to be emphasized and supported by the 10 exponential, which has been 109.4. So that's good. S&P again, golden cross, pump signal, surfing the outer moving averages. Everything looking pretty sweet, and bearish divergence being cancelled out, which is great. And gold, yeah, we had a little bit of a pullback, no big deal. We got in on this in the 18s, took profit on the 19s and on the 20. The 2000. So all of that has been done and dusted. That was an epic trade, absolutely epic trade, and again, exactly as expected, moving down into the 200 exponential, just like the euro, just like many things, and then going on to a new all-time high. So all pretty sweet, and probably still goes on for more. But I was holding a futures trade since I bought the dip down here, so that's a long time to hold a position when you're talking about fees. Right, so let's get into crypto then, shall we? So obviously, a little bit of a red day so far. We said that that's most likely going to be the case for crypto today. But what are we going to say for Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin is the same as it always is. It's still continuing with its trend signal on the itchy cloud. It's still above all major moving averages, and it's still trending towards just short of 32. 32, we'll just call it 32. It's just a little bit less than that, but that's its next major resistance. Having a look at the momentum, if we can, if I've got the power to double click, we do have bearish divergence. We do, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's anything to be massively concerned about. And on the 4 hourly, we still have bearish divergence on the shorter term timeframes. So if anything, we could be looking for a pullback on Bitcoin. Any one of these moving averages on the 4 hourly is good. If we were to do it today and come down to this 200 exponential, that would be a bit of a problem for us, because we don't want to see closures below these candle body highs, 28,145. Basically, we don't want to get the cheeky spend to touch the price action, because that would cancel out this uptrend. And I still think we've got a bit further to go, but if we close, below 28,000, a little bit of a problem could occur for, maybe a deeper pullback and actually a consolidation at that point. But traditional markets aren't quite ready for that, I don't think. The euro, not ready for that quite yet. So I don't think traditional markets are going to do that. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to do that yet. Not yet. So we're going to think about, we'll go to the total market cap 2, which is not on the 4 hourly. We just want to see it on the daily, just to admire that it's doing its own pullback into the golden cross and then bouncing up to new highs. Same as gold, same as euro, same as everything that I said was going to do it. It's a very, very, very useful play. Sorry, I'm just trying to get comfy on my uncomfortable seat here. So it's a very useful state of play when you see these golden crosses. It's always worth waiting for it, and you've got it there. And I'm going to show you another chart that's doing it as well on a much higher term time frame in a moment. But with that, you should expect further upside with the pump signal as well. So behave like gold, behave like euro, behave like Bitcoin. Total market cap 2 should do it itself. And what we got over here, a fresh golden cross on total market cap 3. So this is for the smaller. Well, I say the smaller. It excludes Ethereum and Bitcoin. So it's all the other altcoins. It's a lagger. It's lagging behind total 2, but it's still good. So all these charts all still look good. Now, yesterday we were talking about waiting for the cancellation of the itchy cloud for further movement into altcoins, right? on the Bitcoin dominance chart, we were parallel here from the conversion baseline, looking for a negative cross. And actually this morning when we opened up, we didn't get a negative cross. We got the blue ticked back up again to save the day. But the cheeky span did close within the price action. And so the way you would play this, if you were in on this for the trend itself, you would say, all right, fair enough, I'll take some profit here, because this has cancelled out the trend. Doesn't mean that the trend is completely cancelled out. You get 2 exit points really. This would be one, and if this went negative, this would be another. So we've got the first one, although it's ever so slightly in the price action. This one didn't manage to close negative, so it's actually continuing. So take it as you will. It is what it is. And to be fair with you, I think further movement into altcoins might be a worthy idea, but I think I would rather wait for Monday. I don't really want to commit any more to the market. I've got 30% of my Bitcoin that's been put in on this area. I've got 20% that I want to apply to more altcoins, but not over the weekend. I think I'll wait for traditional markets just to see what's going on there, because we have to recognize that there was a bit of a pullback in them, and there might be a further pullback, and that'll give us a better entry point for what could be another 10 to 20% max committed to altcoins, really, from the Bitcoin that I bought at 21,500. And that is that. So the thing I was going to show you was the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, which obviously is more or less the total 2 really. It leads the charge. That's why there's such a dramatic difference between total 2 and total 3. So on the weekly, what we've got here was a big move. This is going back into 2021, all the way up to a pretty sizable high. I mean, this is actually a decent chart compared to Bitcoin. Most altcoin charts don't look like this. Most altcoin charts basically look like this, and then they never recover. So Ethereum's still popular, and throughout the bear market, it held up, and it's pretty sweet, I have to say. And look, because it's a relatively old chart, we do have a 200 exponential and simple moving average on a weekly. And what do we have? We have a golden cross. And then what did we get in the bear market? We got a golden cross retest, which was usually an epic entry point for anyone. We recognized that on the Euro recently, gold recently, Bitcoin recently, total 2 recently, and blah, 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 blah. Happens all the time, right? Happens all the time. And so this is on a weekly, and it happened again. So it happened here, and yeah, we had a wick down below it, but generally speaking, you would have got a bounce of 61%. So that's pretty sweet. You know, turn 1 Bitcoin into 1.6 Bitcoin in a couple of months. That's fine. That's standard stuff. So what are we looking at now? Well, on a weekly, we're below most moving averages. We could see ourselves move down to this 200 exponential, but with the total market cap 2 and 3 looking good, and the Bitcoin dominance probably just going to come down a little bit. The most likely scenario, even though we're pushing resistance, is for the resistance to break. And the resistance for Ethereum to Bitcoin is currently sitting around 0.07 sats, right? Which is a little bit higher than where we are right now. That's your Bollinger Band on the weekly. That's 2% from where we are right now. And if we break that, it's reasonable and probably expected that we'll come up to the top of this range. Now, on the live stream last night, we were looking at obviously loads of altcoins, and we were doing measurements from here, there, and everywhere. And yeah, some could measure up to 40 and 50 and 60%. But for the majority of altcoins that we were looking at, give or take, we were looking at about 20 to 25% potential breakout ranges, right? That's no different to Ethereum. So, you know, when I talked about the 60% gains for altcoins, which is still definitely likely, it's based around the total market cap movement. And so you spread that across the board, it gives you about a 60 to 70% gain. The first level of alt season would be a battle between the current resistance and then the breakout of around about 25. So we could look at Ethereum as a precursor to all of this and say, all right, if Ethereum is able to break out of 0.07, then it's very likely to move up to a 24% to 25%. So 0.085 or thereabouts. So at the top of this range. Remember, this is range bound. If we do break this range, then yeah, we go up a significant amount more, and that's where we could say, all right, 60% gains and whatnot seem more likely at this stage. But the first battle that we're going to find ourselves in is the battle at this current resistance. This is the same for a lot of altcoins. I know we were looking at Atom. No, I was looking at Atom. Atom being at significant resistance at the moment. Loads of altcoins are at significant resistances at this very moment in time. So probably see a bit of a pullback, but then when they break out from there, it looks like a straight up move, roughly of about 24% before the next major level of resistance. And you can, like I say, just adopt the Ethereum chart to recognize whether or not alt season is going to have that breakout range to 24 to 25%. And then again, look at Ethereum to see if we can do it again. Because all we need to do is clear this 2 to 3% range here, and on the weekly would be above all major moving averages on its Bitcoin pair, which would make it very strong compared to Bitcoin, and that would help lead the alt season. That would complement the total 2, the total 3, and the Bitcoin dominance chart. And all that they say is going to happen, or they point to a certain thing happening, which is alt season, guys. But it's not the greatest alt season you'll ever see. It's an alt season that will yield, at this point now, between 25 to 60% on their Bitcoin pairs. Anyway, it's not much different to what I've been saying this entire time, but now we're starting to see the move materialize a little bit, and we're at a crucial area. Unfortunately, it is the weekend, but we are at a crucial area. And so whatever happens this weekend is probably just going to be contained within the weekend, and next week we'll be able to look at all markets a little bit more broadly and see if it's got the power and the green light to move forward. But I think it will still. I know it's taken an extra week, and we'll be moving into a 5th week of when I started to rotate and allocate into altcoins from the Bitcoin that I bought. But yeah, I've got a further 20% that's ready to go, and I'll probably look at committing it to the market next week. As for what I'll be buying, you know, that's private, man. That's private. I'm not a Signals group. I'm not a Signal. I hate the idea of me saying, oh, I like this, and then everyone will go and buying it. That's not really for me. If anything, I'm just trying to show you how I trade and why it works out so frequently. So you could use this, you know, use my trading style and adopt it and build upon it. You know, that's the best way. You don't want to be sitting around waiting for my videos to drop every morning when you could basically do what I do on your own. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Feel free to subscribe and like the video and leave a nice comment, because the algorithm appreciates that and I appreciate it too. Thank you. Take it easy.